almost out of diesel there, so let's top that up to 50 millilitres. Oh, start. Now, I only have a little bit of canola oil. That's I don't keep it in the house, but I've got it set at 50 millilitres, and you can hear it doesn't sound right, does it? The note of it's changed. Like I say, this is on full blast at the moment. Oh, maybe it had a bit of air in it. It's picked up again now. Let's have a trip outside and see what smoke's coming out. No smoke. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Right, let's get back in the shop. As you can see, it's a bit of a sort of a miserable day today. We had snow and cold and stuff like this. Poor old Land Rover, I've never used it for months. Right, let's get back inside. Right, so we've moved operations down here. It's got nearly 4 minutes on it, and it's used 25 millilitres, so I haven't got much canola left. I mixed too much up in the 50-50 mix. Well, it doesn't matter because I'll throw that in the fuel tank. It doesn't really matter. The mix up and go, and then we'll put whatever canola we've got and work out what we'll put some neat stuff in. Whilst we're waiting for this to manifest itself, I might as well say to you that people have asked me about diesel cars and what's available. There's virtually nothing in the way of cars. All those old Mercedes and Volkswagen Golfs, they've all gone now. On days when it's like minus 20, 25, they're such a pain in the arse. Even if you can get them started, you know, you put a block heater in them, you can get them started, the heater inside's really, really cold. So they're not all that popular really, and that's why I don't do any transplants, you know, like these Mercedes transplants into Land Rovers. Just can't get the engine, so there's not much point. And like I say, you want to go outside and start your car off instead of messing about for half an hour on a block heater and then freezing cold in your car. So it's a different, well, it's alright in summer, but in winter time, forget it. That's why I don't bother with a Land Rover. It's just a pain. But you know, but there again, you see a lot of people here, if they've got a Land Rover or a diesel, they don't put them on the road in winter. Not because they won't start, they just don't want to get it all caked up in salt and slush and, you know, aluminium and steel. It's not the best of friends. So it doesn't really matter really, does it? Let's get back to this and let's have a look, see what's happening down here. Right, so you guys are going to have to help me out because I haven't got pen and paper down here, and we're down to 5 millilitres. It's burning well, I haven't got a problem with that. But once it drops down to here, we'll start to fill it up. Oh, it just looks a bit bubbly inside there. So again, I think the last time was 8 minutes for 50 millilitres. So it hasn't made much of a difference really, has it? Now, I haven't got much, that's the last bit I've got, but I'll top it up. I won't stop the heater, but like 7 and 3/4 minutes, I'll just top it up. Now I just put 25 millilitres in there. Well, we can call that a kick in the arse 8 minutes, so we'll stop that. Stop. Reset. Start. And see how long that takes. The exhaust doesn't sound very happy. Listen. Listen now. You can hear the speed's gone down. That's 20 millilitres. Or it could be air in the pipe again. That's right, it could be air in the pipe. Or is it? That's what it might be, just a bit of air. One going back to filters with the Deborah's heater, the standalone one, and against this one here in a casing. I noticed on this one there wasn't a fuel filter on it. So there must be something in the tank, I guess. But there wasn't an external filter on it. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it likes that stuff. Listen to it going on and off. Should we go outside again and have a look if it's smoking? Should have plenty of time. Oh, there we are. It's not smoking. Smells like chips. But it's not smoking. That's good. Right, let's get back in again. It's cold. Well, darn! I just missed it. I ran out to get some more fuel and it's run out of fuel, look. So 4 minutes it did, which wasn't too bad, but I'm going to start her up again. I'll let it cool down and I'll start it and purge it through with diesel. So my ideas of running it on engine oil are a completely waste of time. But that's the E8 code. I don't think I've got my code papers here. Yeah, you see the bars are all flashing. Like I say, I'll purge it through. You know, whilst we're waiting for that to happen, when I used to have my discoveries and with 300 TDIs, you know, or 200 TDIs, we had a twin tank system because I used to use it on straight veg oil like this canola, and warm it up, get the engine warm, and I had a changeover valve to change the oil, you know, from diesel to veg oil. But just before you park the car up, you change the valve back again to purge it through, purge out the veg oil, and put diesel in the system, because if not, if it was cold next morning, fuel filters all plugged up. What a mess about it was. It wasn't really worth it. More trouble than it was worth. So, yeah, like I say, it's a good idea in summer to use that extra cheap fuel, but it's not worth the hassle. And of course, for me, only doing short journeys, by the time the car had got warmed up and I changed it over, yeah, it's just switched off now. By the time I got the car warmed up and switched over and done my journey, it was time to come back again. So honestly, it just was not worth it. So we got about, I think that's the thing now, I think we've got about 4 minutes out of that. So let's see if we can restart this system. I'm simply just going to disconnect the battery and see if it will start up again. Because it's gravity fed, it shouldn't be too bad because it's going straight into the pump. I know I should press the buttons to get it to work, you know, to purge it through. I don't know what they are. Like I say, I think all my paperwork's upstairs. Well, letting it run low on veg oil wasn't a very good idea. Can you see out the exhaust here? There's pools of unburnt vegetable oil pouring out. So I'm going to give it a really good burn out now, and I won't be doing that again. Not neat oil anyway, so well, we can top it up for burn it out with regular diesel. The heat's back, that's good. But yeah, that's a bit of a surprise, isn't it, down there? But you can perhaps understand what I was trying to say about if you get that stuff in that exhaust pipe, it's in the exhaust silencer, well, it's just going to block up and soot up. Stop now. Anyway, interesting experiment. Heater's nice and hot, that's good. I'm going to top up my little reservoir there. See how we come on. Now for some strange reason I couldn't purge this through. It says hit this button and the down at the same time, but it wouldn't have it. It just wouldn't have it. So I just had to do a few cycles to get it started. The heat's back. Well, like I say, we'll get rid of all that mucky old oil, get it flat out. The ambient air temperature in here is 17 degrees, so it's pulling a decent amount of air through the back. It's not like minus 20 or anything like that. That oil is taking a bit of burning out of that pipe. I think we might have to have that running for quite a long time. 173, 179 Celsius, and here, oh, it's got 220. That's kind of good. 277, 275. Depends where you touch it on the things. I don't know what the flash point of canola oil is. Oh, 200 degrees on the exhaust, so it's certainly burning off. So I'm not going to let this run out of diesel now. I'm just going to keep my eye on it for another 5 or 6 minutes, see what happens. So while this is burning its last few millilitres off, is it worth using alternative fuels? No, not really. Too much hassle. See what I mean? I mean, you could use canola and diesel mixed together, but what are you going to save? A litre of canola. How much is it then? It's about $3 a litre for canola. It doesn't make no sense. Used stuff, well, maybe you're onto something, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I think it was $1. I can't remember. It was a while since I did this. I'll put an image up here of a typical quantity of canola oil now. Anyway, that was interesting, wasn't it? Or was it? I don't know. See you later. Right, this is just a little addition to the back end of this video, because you remember I said I ordered some foam insulation for the intake and the outlet of the heater for Deborah's caravan to keep it warm. Well, just as I was stepping out, 2 packages were on my doorstep, and this is the stuff. Look at this here. I got a 3.5 inch and a 3 inch, and this is the small one. This is the 3 inch. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Look how thick it is. Brilliant. And one was there's 8 foot, so one was $19, the other was $20. But it says now currently unavailable. I'm not surprised, because this came all the way from China by Amazon. I don't think anybody's made any money on this at all. Brilliant stuff. So it is available, but that lagging round there is going to make that stop the heat getting lost, because there's an 8 foot piece of pipe goes from our bedroom to the intake of the heater. Hence we made this little adapter here. And of course it's not this type of material, it's a little bit more thinner, so it's pulling in cold air, which is not good. So I'm really looking forward to fitting that. It's going to be great stuff. Bam, man, look at that. Look at it. I think with tax it was $44. I'm winning.